Now, I think it's very fair to say that Lucasfilm is definitely the worst division over at the Walt Disney Company for several reasons. The reason why I always say it outweighs Marvel Studios is that it always falls into that vicious cycle of titles and or projects getting announced, and then basically Kathleen Kennedy and those over at Disney and Lucasfilm really provide no official updates on a release date. I mean, heck, we still don't even have a locked-in release date of some Star Wars movies for 2026, and whether or not they're actually going to be coming out that year. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Kathleen Kennedy that we all are very well aware about and have been aware about for the past couple of years is that she has been pretty much a force of nature and pretty much destroying the Lucasfilm philosophy that was created by George Lucas many decades ago. Alright, this is basically already long gone. We already know about her motive with the Acolyte series and everything going on with that show by Leslie Headland. However, when it goes back to Elon Musk and the ongoing lawsuit against Kathleen Kennedy / Lucasfilm and even Disney, this is where things begin to really crumble for Kathleen Kennedy's situation, and it only gets worse. So, one thing about Bob Iger is that we know that he is basically trying to divert all attention away from any kind of legal case or legal situation that's happening between all divisions over at the Walt Disney Company, whether it be Marvel Studios or Lucasfilm or just Disney flat out in general. They have so many lawsuits going on, it's beyond ridiculous at this point. But what's interesting about this has a lot to do with Elon and Kathleen Kennedy. Now, with all divisions at Disney showing no sign of a rebound, especially for both Lucasfilm and Marvel Studios, one major development has to do with Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy and Elon Musk with his lawsuit against both Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy personally. Now, one crucial update to this situation involves how Elon Musk has now prepared a date range to expose new truths about not just Lucasfilm, but also of Kathleen Kennedy personally that is going to empower his lawsuit with Gina Carano, that is set to do this by use of not just gathering ex-Lucasfilm employees that were fired for biased reasons by Kathleen Kennedy, but also Elon reportedly garnered various details about how Lucasfilm uses improper methods to hiring and firing employees at the company for the past 7 to 8 years under Kathleen Kennedy's wing that will be exposed on various podcasts, beginning with the Joe Rogan podcast by this April. Now, to make matters even worse for Kathleen Kennedy, Elon Musk is already planning to fund Gina Carano's lawsuit to an even higher margin than originally planned, to incorporate the ex-Lucasfilm employees into the case somehow, to make their side even stronger against Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. Now, the Joe Rogan podcast is planned to be used now as a platform for both Elon and Gina to expose serious new truths surrounding Kathleen Kennedy that will touch on her firing and new details surrounding Kathleen Kennedy's actions that have not been explained as of yet. Now, the lawsuit is, of course, also set to incorporate new bombshells related to Kathleen Kennedy's promotion of a toxic workplace at the Lucasfilm headquarters that will also be exposed on the Joe Rogan podcast. Now, Elon surprisingly allowed himself to warn Disney and give them the heads up about the bombshell details he has on Kathleen Kennedy that he is planning to expose in the very near future. And this, in turn, is already causing Kathleen Kennedy to head into numerous emergency meetings with Bob Iger and the board. It has gotten to a serious point that Kathleen Kennedy already put a hold and halt on some Star Wars projects, such as some movies and TV shows, to shift focus away from her slate of Star Wars productions in order to focus more on the lawsuit. This is even putting a temporary halt on the Acolyte marketing plan, in which a trailer was supposed to drop last week and was paused due to the ongoing Elon Musk lawsuit and drama against, of course, Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy. However, it goes beyond all of this. Musk is also garnering other individuals that were once associated with Kathleen Kennedy to build new cases and lawsuits against her in order to really put Lucasfilm in the hot seat, to expose them for who they really are as a company and division of the Walt Disney Company. So guys, let me just stop here quickly before I move on. Now again, Whether you love or hate Elon Musk, we all have to admit here that we always needed somebody that high of a status to take on Disney, to take on Kathleen Kennedy, and of course Lucasfilm as a company who, by the way, has destroyed Star Wars down to the nub. Now look, we know that there's a lot of problems going on right now with Disney and Lucasfilm that are, in my opinion, beyond repair. I don't believe that they can repair many of the problems that they have created upon themselves, and they basically were asking for this. And I kind of find Elon Musk giving Disney and Kathleen Kennedy the heads up about all the bombshell details that he has without really kind of going into details about what they really are to themselves as one of the most epic trolls of all time. I mean, it really just goes to show you that Elon wants to put them on edge. He wants them to lose focus. He wants them to kind of be very frantic and in panic mode, and that's exactly what he's accomplishing here. Now look, this all began when Bob Iger backed out of the X platform of allowing ads on that site, on that app, whatever have you, and that's where basically Elon Musk really began to take on Bob Iger. Alright, that's where he took the stage at the DealBook Summit and said, "Hey Bob," and all of that stuff, and really put him on the hot seat and began to expose him on various podcasts, on stage, and on X. So moving onwards here, this is where it gets more intense, is that already both Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy are planning to head into damage control by attempting to debunk Elon's claims by heading over to ABC-run programs via interviews to share their side of the story and their point of view of Elon Musk. This in turn is creating a serious shakeup between the board members at Disney after learning about the truths that Elon Musk gathered behind the scenes. The drama has been so large in the past week or so that it has been rattling throughout all of Lucasfilm and the Disney HQ that ensures their panic. Now again, we know that Elon Musk is going to continue to do this. He's not going to stop. Alright, he has no plans to stop with the Gina Carano case, with the ex-Lucasfilm employees that are about to share new truths about Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. So I really do believe that at the end of the day, Elon Musk is going to succeed with this lawsuit. It's going to really go beyond our expectations. It's going to take a very long time. This is something that I must point out, that this is going to stretch for months and months, and not surprisingly, most likely will last until 2025, maybe even longer than that. Elon Musk really wants to keep Disney at the center of attention, and not in a positive light, in a negative fashion, to kind of really expose them for who they really are. And this is not looking good for Kathleen Kennedy, it's not looking good for Lucasfilm, and most certainly is not going to help Bob Iger at all in any case here. So again, you know, there's a lot of things going on with their expensive failures on the horizon with all of the 2025 movies to begin with. Now they have to worry about Elon Musk and the multiple lawsuits against Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm, etc., etc. So overall, I would really love to hear what you all have to say about this ongoing scenario below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.